I sure hope it is. They'll really upset the viewers at home if they.
Have we ever seen a not good battle though?
I can't imagine a scenario where it wouldn't be.
Exactly.
You've seen that you guys remind me of the commentators from the Nintendogs competitions.
That's
What?
bad.
That's a thing?
You make me feel like a man.
Wait, that's a thing? I think I have to see this now.
All right.
The other guy, Ted.
The match between Andres and Katie in semifinals of Pet Rotation Tournament is underway.
The devil Pokemon causes
Competitors are picking their Pokemon.
I have a remedy.
So we are getting an inside tip from a fan member.
It's hardly an inside tip.
Although, I mean,
But it is just a tip.
It is a tip. So we're looking at Andres' team here.
We have seen it before. We've seen Mawile Mega Evolve. We have seen Togekiss miss Air Slash and then continue to flinch everything else.
Yeah, Togekiss is very dirty, especially if it has the speed advantage.
We've
which
seen
is
his
so critical when using Togekiss.
oh so.
It's been proven time and time again.
We've seen Andres' Gastrodon put in some work, some damage dealing.
Word, man.
But
Or to who?
My flag.
But of course, Lapras can slap Gastrodon in the face pretty hard.
But I don't think
With that freeze dry that we were talking about earlier.
I don't think Katie has a Lapras though, does she?
I don't
It would
believe
appear.
so.
It would
so-
appear not.
But I'm quite sure she has a way around it. So
We have a visual on her team.
we will see if the Gastrodon is going to be employed here.
We see Katie is packing a Dusclops, a Volcarona, a Gyarados, and a Hydreigon, that's among two other ones. Well, she just wants which one she picks.
Now it's interesting that she's using Dusclops over Dust and Wire.
That's okay. Anders doesn't look it.
I think I might know why, Steve.
Exactly. Let's go into it.
Well, Steve, in the past, Katie, as I mentioned, has used the Skill Swap method with the one-hit knockout moves. Dusclops gets the move called Skill Swap and is very bulky. With an Eviolite, its defenses are sky high.
Exactly, and in the defensive war, Dusclops plus an Eviolite is more defensive than Dustwire. Sure, it trades off attack, but its offensive move pool is not very prevalent. It gets a couple moves, but they don't really rely on Dustwire's attack strength. So,
But its defenses, that's where it's at.
the defenses are very critical. So,
Castle Wolves.
We see Katie on this side, on this far side.
exactly. Oh, look, it's all shiny.
Andres leading
How
with
That team we've seen
How cute.
many times before, much akin to other
So
battles.
let's see. We got a Terrakion, a Togekiss, and I cannot
that's
see.
the Gastrodon.
It's a Gastrodon. So we have good type coverage on that end, and on the other side we have a
We see Katie with a
Ferrothorn,
Ferrothorn.
a Caesar, and a Dusclops. That Dusclops, man, gotta watch out for
We
that
see,
thing.
alright, Andres rotates into Gastrodon, goes for Earth Power.
So
This could spell an early no. Katie,
Ooh, Gyro Ball. That is gonna do not much at all.
See, Katie originally saw Togekiss.
A good,
Yes. See, that is the magic of rotation battles.
exactly. Good defensive plays on both sides in this one.
Ferrothorn being very defensive with also defensive moves.
Now in the standard singles, you just see Ferrothorn versus Gastrodon, which heavily favors Ferrothorn. But in a rotation battle, that Gastrodon could switch into the Terrakion or the Togekiss. They're going to be in a completely different ballgame.
It's not that they're switching though, it's rotating.
Exactly.
Once again,
So in comes the big bad Terrakion,
yes.
and it uses Protect.
Ferrothorn.
A typical scouting move that's used in most rotation battles. It's generally a way to see what your opponent's doing to get an idea of
Katie
if they
tries
can
to
go
lead
for it
little
again.
probe.
Exactly.
Katie tries to lead.
I'm currently busy at the moment. We will try.
Seven.
Yeah.
You can never have enough commentators,
Exactly.
especially during a rotation battle.
In the semifinals. It'd be difficult.
That'd be kind of hard with the space.
It would.
Yes.
We will need some sort of lazy
Tell you what,
system.
Royal, why don't you rotate?
So Togekiss here goes for that powerful Fire Blast.
Which would have done a lot to.
It would have to a Dusclops.
But Dusclops does not take a lot from Fire Blast and deals back the Pain Split. Pain Split
Yes.
averages the HPs of both remaining Pokemon, and Dusclops is
divides
now
them.
back at full health.
Yeah,
And
that
people say socialism is dead.
exactly. That Pain Split was a very critical move on my Lapras earlier, and it effectively fully restored itself while my Lapras went down to half its
Well,
health.
Steve, Lapras not here anymore, so I can't really talk about it.
But that's just the way it works. But that's just the way of the show.
Goes for a burn. We see a burn Gastrodon for the second time in a row here.
But to prove the point, that Pain Split is a game-changing move. especially with Dusclops, such low HP stat.
James Lennon would approve.
He won. So here comes that Togekiss, and he goes for the Fire Blast again. Let's see if that Serene Graceful will let the burn happen.
Not
And
serene
it
enough.
does not. No.
Let's go listen to the Nightshade.
Togekiss is no longer normal, so Nightshade does do damage.
Exactly, and that Nightshade does a constant 50 every time, so it's a reliable asset.
It's got to be reliable in rotation. Don't leave anything to chance.
Exactly. Let's see there. We're waiting the next turn.
See
here.
Dusclops being in the head for Katie. For Katie. Andres leading, being in charge with Togekiss.
It's an interesting structure on both teams. It looks like Katie's crew is defensive overall, but Andres has a couple sweepers packed in there.
Togekiss switches out back to his Pokeball.
And
Andres
interesting,
brings in
Comes out the
Mawile.
Mawile.
We've seen this Mawile in the past. Scissor
And here
Mega
comes-
Evolves.
Here comes the
Couple.
Mega Caesar.
We haven't
Let's
seen
see what it's gonna do.
any of these yet today, have we, folks? I'm calling
Not-
you folks now.
Not one of this magnitude.
And that Bullet Punch, Mawile took it like a champ.
I don't know, Steve. He's down almost
near
50%.
Near 50%.
Pert.
I mean,
There.
with a typical Caesar Bullet Punch, you're looking to do a lot more damage than that, though.
Over
And
you go.
I'm pretty sure he was looking to get that Terrakion out and slam it hard.
That would have been nice for him.
It would.
We see Mawile staying in from Andres and Mega Evolving,
yes.
as we've seen in
So
the past.
we got a clash of powerhouses here.
Clash of Clans.
Here comes the play rough, and that should do a lot more than we're used to seeing.
Not
And-
Togekiss.
That's going to make Hilda faint.
The Dusclops is
done.
And that Mawile,
One of Katie's favorite Pokemon can't handle
Oh,
play rough.
yes. And
But Katie does go into quite a nice counter, or check, I guess you say, to Mawile as Volcarona.
but of course, you never know. It could be a different matchup next turn.
Things could rotate.
Exactly.
that is the magic of rotation battles.
Exactly.
What could happen?
We'll find out.
Anything can happen.
We see Katie's Volcarona looking very fierce.
And that's
is
Caesar
tradition.
just beckoning in the background, just waiting to smack something in the face. And here comes
Oh,
for
top
no.
rotates.
and a Stone Edge from the Terrakion. Good
Very
defensive.
good prediction by both parties here.
So let's see. A Leech Seed. Oh! Leech Seed misses.
Katie predicting that Stone Edge hit, tries a Leech Seed. Leech Seed does not hit.
Yes.
No,
and
that-
that mattered.
Exactly. Now, if that Ferrothorn went for the Gyro Ball, it would have been,
Or Power Whip.
or Power Whip, it would have been bad news for Terrakion.
Terrakion is now heading off against Ferrothorn. No, yes, against Ferrothorn.
Good type coverage overall for Terrakion against Ferrothorn, but
Ferrothorn's a little at about 60% health. I gotta believe stab attack from a Terrakion would do quite a bit.
You gotta think.
especially if it's that big one called Close Combat.
Close Combat is a base 120 fighting type attack, which decreases the user's defense and special defense stats.
So it's an all risk, all reward type scenario. And we're seeing the Volcarona go for the Fiery Dance against the Gastrodon. Good defensive move.
Tanking it.
But Volcarona does get the special attack boost, which is a 50%
Uh-oh.
chance for it. But here comes the Surf,
Good
and that
call.
could be, no. Volcarona does have a good enough special defense stat to take a Surf from a Gastrodon.
This time around, Gastrodon does not have any special attack increases, so
Thus far.
thus far, it could possibly in the future. We see Gastrodon burned at a little less than 50%, Volcarona at a little less than 50% with no status ailments, but that does have +1 special attack.
Now, in terms of what we're seeing here, it looks like who has the numbers advantage here?
It's about even here, I say.
Okay,
Typical of top cuts.
that's true.
These two battlers are obviously very evenly matched.
But one thing I noticed
Very
in
seasoned battlers.
any rotation battle, getting that opening kill is very critical in your success later on. Because you essentially just take out one threat that you don't have to worry about later on.
That's what killing something does, Steve.
Exactly.
Oh, that's what making something faint does.
Oh,
Exactly.
thanks for the correction.
Oh, yes. Gotta
Now-
get the jargon correct.
Now, when it gets down to 3v3, when it becomes 3-on-2, it's even more critical.
Like
Because then,
it's-
not like... But anyways,
Or threat levels.
by taking out that one extra attacker, you're just making yourself.
Oh, Andres brings in Terrakion,
and
Stone
this
Edges.
should do it.
Uh-oh.
That is.
Yes.
Volcarona being a bug fire type is 4 times weak to rock. Team does not predict that switch, and Volcarona goes down.
Terrakion did have the speed advantage there. If it didn't, that Volcarona could have done some mad damage to it.
Yeah. I was
Because
thinking-
Katie was going for the Giga Drain, which would have
I'm not passing on for Terrakion.
effectively not only healed its own HP almost to max, but would have taken Terrakion out and probably one hit after a Fire Dance boost.
But Terrakion's base speed is 108, while Volcarona's max is base 100. Terrakion hitting 346 out of 100, Volcarona only hitting 328 when it's the most possible it could be, so unless Shuriken was up, Volcarona was done. Unless it switched out.
Or if it was an adamant Terrakion.
You're right, could be.
Exactly.
You have it.
There are quite a few adamant Terrakions.
Oh, and we see a
floating around.
fire
Uh-oh.
bang.
Oh wow, that is
Far
huge. That is
having-
huge. This
Kitty
could
is
be it
down to
now.
the Ferrothorn.
Yeah, I mean,
It's Fire Fang versus Ferrothorn now, so this is probably it. But
We
we
see
just
Katie's team having 2 Pokemon 4 times weak to fire.
no, I'm just saying.
That's a big-
Yes, that is a bold strategy, Alex. We'll see how
Yeah.
that pays off for her.
You know, might not pay out very well.
and the important thing about rotation team building is being able to cover all of your weaknesses. And sometimes you just can't cover that one that will slip by you. But that's it.
That'll end it here in the
Mawile
semifinals.
is done, but Ferrothorn is down just ahead. So, a very exciting semifinal match between Andres and Katie. Ultimately, Andres triumphed
I was waiting for you to bring it
in
down
a
so I could just.
big way, 3-0,
Yes.
with a 4-4 start. So we will be excited to see Andres in the final
In the-
matchup.
In the finale of this tournament.
And with that, Mr. Dos is checking out. So hope to see you guys next time.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Steve. Always a
Ah,
pleasure.
yes. All right.
Can I try my hand since I'm done?
All right, folks, back to the 2-man group.
Get it? It sounds like Blue Man.
But we are not blue, we are
No.
2.
Maybe you should invite
I'm blue.
Keto for an interview.
Double D, double die.
Folks, we just saw a very exciting match between Katie and Andres. Andres is the club president, Katie is our current secretary. Katie has some awesome ideas. We'd like to hear from her to
Yes.
see what her strategy was in that last battle.
We'll
Here she
spare
is.
Andres the pleasure as he will be preparing for his next match.
The wonderful Katie Baker, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Too short. I'm gonna